Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. So today I am going to be filming the first part of my perfume declutter. So I have got some other things I want to get out and do today. It's Sunday as I'm filming, and so I'm gonna see how many of these that I can get through in this video, but it may well be split into two parts. So my perfume collection has grown to a size that I'm no longer really comfortable with. I don't want so many fragrances just sitting there not getting used, and I feel like I've kind of outgrown a lot of my perfumes, and I just really want to get rid of the ones that no longer bring me joy, the ones I no longer use, so that I'm left with a really beautifully curated collection of fragrances that I love. Ones that bring me joy, ones that really resonate with my style now. So that's kind of, excuse me, that's where I'd like to be with my collection. So before we get started with these fragrances today, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to OB Jewellery, who very generously gifted me some pieces of jewellery. There's some shown here. My favourite piece that they gifted me is this gorgeous silver cross necklace. So this pendant is made with moissanite gemstones. So moissanite stones are really nice and sparkly. They're the closest replica to a diamond that you can get in terms of the properties of the stones, and it's just, let me see if I can actually, there we go. So it's just so stunning. It's really, really delicate and dainty. So I absolutely love this piece. They did gift me a few other pieces, including this necklace here, which is really very pretty. And then these items here. I will be honest with you, I wasn't actually that impressed with the gold pieces. I found them to be really sort of lightweight. This one in particular feels kind of plasticky to me, and actually the bracelet was too small. It's a really, really small size, and I do have really small wrists, so I was quite surprised when I could barely get this to fasten around my wrist. So it's just to be sort of upfront about that. I found the bracelet too small, so, you know, heads up about that. I also found the gold pieces to be quite lightweight, and they don't necessarily feel like the kind of quality that I would like, so I probably will be selling some of this just because it's just not really my cup of tea, these items here. This one as well, it's a shame really because it's so pretty, but it's just such a lightweight kind of feeling piece, and if that makes sense. And I just wasn't blown away by it, to be honest, but I do love my silver necklace, my silver cross necklace here, and I will be keeping this one. Of course, you are more than welcome to check them out. I'll be leaving, oh, whoops-a-daisy, I'll be leaving them linked below, and I'll be leaving a discount code as well if you guys are interested in checking them out. I do like the style of these drop earrings. I think they're quite sort of whimsical, so I'll see how I get on with those, but certainly I will not be keeping the bracelet because it's too small for a start. It's also too lightweight in the way that it feels. I probably won't be keeping this ring for the same reason, and I probably will not be keeping this necklace either. So it was just to be honest with you about that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the fragrances I will be decluttering. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got some fragrances laid out here on my tray, and some perfumes there. They're actually for a different video, so ignore them. They're for something else, and I'm definitely not getting rid of any of these. But the ones I have here are fragrances that I'm either definitely wanting to move on, or fragrances that I'm kind of on the fence about. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you think I should keep some of these as I go through them, etc. So the first fragrance I'm going to talk about today is Juliette Has a Gun. And this is a perfume that I have featured quite heavily on my channel over the years. It's a really nice perfume. It's a gourmand fragrance. It's sort of a creamy, powdery, sandalwood, caramel type of fragrance. It's a really unique one. The reason that I'm considering moving this one on is because it's just very unusual, and actually I've not been reaching for it as much, and it makes me wonder if it's maybe just not that wearable. So that's one I'm on the fence about. I might actually, because the perfume I wore this morning has worn off now, so I might try and use this as my scent of the day and see how I get on with it. So there's a raspberry note as well in here that you can smell upon the first sniff. And then I think it has vanilla, caramel, lots and lots of lovely creamy sandalwood. And I can't exactly remember what else is in here. Perhaps iris, actually. But it's a really lovely one. I'm just on the fence about it because I just feel like it's maybe not that wearable. I struggle to know when to wear this one, and it's just quite unusual. So anyway, that is Juliette Has a Gun. I'm going to put the ones that I'm on the fence about, I'm going to leave here. And then the ones that I'm definitely going to get rid of, I will leave on the tray. So next up today, we have another fragrance that I'm on the fence about. And that is this one from Paul Gaultier. And I believe it's just called La Classique Eau de Parfum. This is one, I'm going to hold on to it for now because actually it's a really fantastic winter perfume. So this has a note of rum in it, it's kind of boozy, it's got lots of nice vanilla, it's got woody notes, it's got a slight sort of, almost like a scratchy texture to it, it's got some attitude about it. And it's a very warm, alluring, sensual type of fragrance. I believe it has some sort of orangey citrus notes in the opening as well, and some rose. It's a very, probably quite a sensual, flirtatious type of fragrance. But again, there's just something about this one, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. There's something almost musty about it. Almost kind of, I don't know, like a dustiness, or there's something about the texture of this. And let me know if you can see where I'm coming from or not. But there's just something about this that has not been really agreeing with me. But like I said, I'm just going to hold on to it for now because it's just, if ever there was the right time to wear this one, it is now with this weather because it's such a perfect winter scent. So I'm going to hold on to it for the time being, and I will come back to you guys in the future with an update. That's what I'll do actually. So the ones that I'm on the fence about, I will do a follow-up video in the future to update you with what I've decided to do. So next up today, we have Armani My Way, and this is actually a fragrance that I'm pretty certain I will be decluttering, just because there's something in here that I find too much. There's a sharpness to this fragrance, and I feel like it's too heavy with the orange blossom. I feel like the orange blossom unfortunately dominates this one. If I could get more of the tuberose from it throughout the wear of the fragrance, I would be probably keeping it, but it's just because there's this really sharp, almost like headachy, sweet orange blossom note in here that I find too much. When I'm smelling it from the bottle just there, it's beautiful. I can get the bergamot, I can get the tuberose. It's a much more balanced fragrance just smelling it from the nozzle. But I've noticed that when I actually wear this one, so much of the orange blossom radiates from my skin, and it could just be how it wears on me. This could just be me. But I have definitely noticed that, and it's just, I find, for me personally, orange blossom is a scent that I can handle only in moderation. I think it's a really beautiful addition to a perfume if it's just a touch of it. But if orange blossom is going to be the star of the show in a fragrance, generally those perfumes are too much for me, and I feel like this is one of those. But it's just such a shame because as I'm smelling it out the bottle, it smells divine, and it's just such a lovely, bubblegummy, feminine, floral, bright, sparkly type of scent. It's just the way that it wears on my skin. It's just too much, and it's too headache inducing, and it's just a bit cloying. So that's My Way. And I also notice it on other people, and I just find it a little bit too strong, actually, this one. So that's My Way from Armani, and I will most likely be getting rid of this one. Next up today, we have L'Interdit from Givenchy, and this is a fragrance that I've been really up and down with for so long, but I've just realised the time has come for me to move this one on because it just doesn't resonate with my style. It's too strong. I find it too sharp with that vetiver note. There's something else in here. It could be orange blossom again, actually, now I think about it, that I find too loud, and it's almost like a punch in the face, this fragrance, like wearing it, and it's too much for me personally. There's something to me. I did go through a phase where I really liked this one. I mean, I bought it, so of course I liked it, but I found more often than not when I was either wearing it myself or smelling it on others, there's just something super harsh about it, and it's just too punchy, and again, this is just my opinion. I know that this is a good perfume because it's so popular. I'm not saying it's a bad perfume. It's purely just my opinion. I personally find it too punchy, too harsh. It's kind of like almost to the point where it almost smells clumsily kind of put together because of how punchy it is, and it's just not really smooth. It's kind of a bit awkward. I feel like the notes are maybe not that well blended, or maybe there's just too much vetiver in here for me. I don't know what it is, but it's too much for me. I find it too punchy, almost to the point where it kind of comes off as slightly masculine smelling even. But again, it's just my opinion. I have had some wear out of this, and I have enjoyed wearing it from time to time. I don't know what it is now. I've always found it pretty strong, and I've been sort of like up and down with it before, but now I've definitely decided that it's just not really for me. So that one is L'Interdit, the EDP from Givenchy. Next up today, we have a fragrance that I'm on the fence with, but I am actually kind of considering moving this one on, and that's Juliette Has a Gun Lipstick Fever. And there's just something, this is a really nice fragrance, but there's just something in here that doesn't agree with me. There's kind of almost a leathery sort of quality to this scent. And you have that sort of raspberry note in there, and obviously it has that kind of lipsticky quality to it, hence the name. But there's just something about this fragrance. There's a note in here that I find kind of off, and it's nice for a while, but for me, wearing this for like a full day, after a while I just really get sick of it and I find it too much, and there's just something about it that doesn't agree with me for like a long-term wear. And it's got to the point now where I can't actually remember the last time I wore this one. Let me know what you think of it. I have really enjoyed wearing this one before, and it was nice to discover this one, but I just feel like these days I never wear it. There's something about it that doesn't agree with me. I think like I said, the slight leatheriness with that raspberry note together, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. And that one is Juliette Has a Gun Lipstick Fever. And I think because I do want to get out of the house while the sun's still out. The days are very short now here in Scotland. We're not really getting that much light, so I don't want to stay filming for too long because I want to get out and get some more sunshine. So I think I'll mention one more fragrance, and then I will leave the rest for part 2. So the last perfume I will talk about today is Sofia by Sofia Vergara. And actually, I would say this is probably one of the best, if not the best, celebrity scent I've ever tried. And I would still recommend it to anybody, especially if you like fragrances like Coco Mademoiselle, because to me this one smells very similar. However, there's just, almost in a similar way to the L'Interdit, actually, there's a note in here that I find very punchy and very harsh. I think it's the patchouli. There's just something in here that is not very smooth and it's not very elegant. Yes, there's a very strong note of patchouli in here, and actually I feel like it kind of dominates the fragrance a bit. And although it's very nice, it's just not really me anymore. I can't remember the last time I wore it. And I think I was never a big fan of really any of the Chanel fragrances, but recently I've tried them again, and actually I believe I am growing more fond of them, so I kind of want to revisit the Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel, and actually I might prefer that one to this one now. So who knows, I may well end up picking that one up, and there's a few other ones from Chanel that I do really like. So I like Coco, just the eau de parfum called Coco, and I really like the Coco Noir as well. So I'll probably want to explore them a little bit in the future, but in terms of this one, I will not be keeping it in my collection just because I find there's kind of a harsh quality to it now. It's kind of a bit too punchy. It's just not really my vibe. It doesn't resonate with me so much anymore, although I did enjoy having it and I've enjoyed reviewing it and wearing it and things like that. And I would still recommend it, like I said. So that one is Sofia by Sofia Vergara. I will also say, just before I put this one to the side, that it is an extremely long-lasting fragrance. So if you are a fan of Coco Mademoiselle and fragrances like that, if you enjoy the original C from Armani, if you enjoy La Vie Belle, actually, from Lancôme, then I would actually try this if I were you, because it's similar to those ones in the scent profile, and also it's very, very strong and long lasting, and it projects as well. So it's a very good fragrance. It's just not for me anymore. And that one is Sofia by Sofia Vergara. Okay everyone, that's all we have time for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope that you will join me for part 2 of my perfume declutter, which I will hopefully get around to filming very soon. I hope you're all having a great week, and I really look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care guys. Bye!